Hello and welcome to this episode on money energy activation. Now, who doesn't want money? And this episode is all about having more money without the grind, without all the hard work, so that you can have your dream life, but you also have time to be able to enjoy it and you truly feel expanded, you feel joyous in your lives. Now, before we get into this, I am Kanika. I'm an energy coach and Akashic Records reader. And if you like content like this, please subscribe below so that we can stay connected. And today I wanted to start with an experiment that really shook the whole scientific world. It's called the double-slit experiment. What scientists did in this experiment was that they passed electrons, which is basically tiny particles in atoms, the tiny particles, and they passed these electrons through two slits. They wanted to understand how electrons would really behave. And what happened really surprised the entire scientific community because normally electrons behaved as waves. They could pass through both the slits, meaning they're existing as pure possibility. But the moment scientists observed them, just the observation itself would result in the electron acting as a particle. It would hit one slit, it would make an impact there. What was really happening was that initially electrons are behaving as waves. They are possibility. But the very fact of observing them makes them real. It makes them a particle. Now, here's the kicker. You and I, we are made of electrons. And you know how many electrons we have in our bodies? It is estimated that a human body weighing about 70 kilos has 7 octillion electrons. That is 7 into 10 raised to the power of 27. Now, let's break that down. That's 1,000,000 times more than all the grains of sand. That's about 7,000 stars. That's about 7,000 times more than all the stars that we can observe in our universe. So we all, you and me, all of us, have so many of these firing electrons which are running through our bodies, and they can all be influenced from a wave to a particle. They can be made real literally by our thoughts. Now, electrons respond to observation, what you see, intention, your thoughts, and frequency, what you feel. You're literally influencing everything around you. That's pretty crazy. Hey, your body, your business, your bank account, you are literally influencing everything. You're influencing everything by what you observe, by your thoughts, and by how you feel. So here's your first takeaway. If you're focusing on fear, on unknown scenarios, on limits, then that is what your field collapses into, because that is what you've called into reality with your 7 octillion electrons. If, on the other hand, you hold space for ease, trust, and higher timelines, then you expand your world into abundance. So you don't really have to chase money. You can just attune yourself into the energy of money. So let's actually look at money. What is the energy of money? How can you shift your relationship with money? Now, money itself is a means of exchange. Humans decided that we would use money to attach value to any product or any service. So it's basically a piece of paper or coin that has a value stamped onto it. But money itself is neutral energy. It is the energy that humans bring onto it, the energy that you attach to money, that determines how your world is going to appear, because it is your relationship with money, it is your thoughts about money, it is your own internal frequency, and what you observe about money that will actually decide how money is showing up in your life. Maybe you've been raised in a family which has always thought that money is very hard to earn. And then that is the program that you are operating out of. If you feel that money is less in the world, that there's not as much money, then that impacts what you get in life as well. The first shift that you can start making is move away from this lack mindset to this abundant mindset. Because even if you feel like there is just very little money in the world, you can look around and you will see people who are really be really rich, like filthy rich. Explore your relationship, explore why you feel the lack. Give yourself examples to bring your new reality, to really anchor in those new thoughts into you, that you can be abundant, that there are people who have a lot of money and why you are not very different from them, and you can also have same or more amount of wealth. The other common block that I see with money is that a lot of people carry this warrior archetype or hero archetype. So, hero, heroine, that is a persona that really works over a lot of the challenges, conquers, and then shines in the end. Right. But if you think about it, this is the reason why you are attracting a very hard life, because you're becoming the hero or heroine in your life. And you are actually having this really difficult time with money as well, because then somewhere, some internal part in you feels very good that, hey, look, I conquer and I have a much bigger medal. Again, explore where is this hero archetype in you? Where are you wanting to make your life really dramatic? Maybe you really celebrate when you had a really tough day, when you were putting out fires. So it's time to rethink all of that if you want to enjoy an easy, cruisy lifestyle. But here's the good news. Everything in your life can be changed because you live in a world where you have free will. You are the co-creator of your life. Any contract that you've had, any past beliefs that you've had, any energetic patterns or conditioning that you have, they can all be changed based upon you. There can be a lot of stories that all of us are working through with money. I can tell you, having worked with so many clients, that every time you're feeling a ceiling, every time you feel like there's something invisible that is just stopping you from your next level, there is an underlying programming, there is an underlying energy block that's holding you. And the minute you remove that, it's like coming out of a dark room. You're literally into light, you're into far more expansion. If you are interested in exploring your dynamics with money, how money is shaping up in your life, how perhaps you are reaching a ceiling and just not able to get beyond that, what are the energetic blocks that hold you back, then schedule a free call with me, because I would love to help you into your next level of expansion. You can book a free clarity call with me at artoflifecenter.com/call, artoflifecenter, CENTER.com/call, and I'll also leave a link in the show notes below as well. I'll see you next time with another episode. I am Kanika, your energy coach.